Jumbo everyone, that means hello. If you're good this morning, my name is Matt. I'm going to be your Safari guide driver. Go over a couple safety things here real quick to make sure everybody is staying seated or on a parent's lap at all times, and that face coverings are worn appropriately at all times as well. And it looks like we already got the clearance from the warden to enter, so we are going to get started. Alright, so we're entering first with this the Februrary forest. There's already some activity going on around here. I'm going to start on the right hand side. So you can somewhat see it there in the corner right now. Not quite facing us, might be chopping a little bit of food at the moment. But that animal to the right, that is called an okapi. A lot of people think that the okapi is related to the zebra because of its legs and backside. So actually they're related to the giraffe. Now one way you can tell is that the way it eats its food, its tongue can get up to a foot long. It's also going to be the female okapis that are much taller than the males. So over here on the left side, there's some more animals. These have like a dark brown color to them. You can see them kind of hanging out together. It's kind of flapping its ears. Dark brown colored coats, these are called bongos.
Bongos.
And bongos, nicknamed the ghost of the forest. Usually they're very timid, lots of hiding behind plants and trees. Sometimes in the bushes. That's pretty cool to see them. That other animal on the right side that's kind of in the center, if you see that one, that's a yellow-backed diker too. Which in Afrikaans, diker would translate into diver in English. It gets that nickname because it is also very timid, does a lot of diving in the bushes when it gets frightened. As we keep moving along, lots more animals here. On the top of the hills on the right, those big birds with the black and white feathers are saddle-billed storks. Get to be about 5 feet tall once they fully grow. Up ahead with those birds, there was animals with a tan color, almost blended in with some of the dirt in the trees. Those were called greater Kudus. They appear to be female, since the males are the ones that have horns. And those horns get to be about 6 feet long. Now as we were moving along, I did look around the left side. I didn't see anything just yet in those rocky areas, but there is something up here. If you look on the left side, it's kind of hidden though. Blends over those clay walls pretty good. It's kind of taking an R&R right now. There's a black rhino.
It's a rhino.
Which black rhinos are rather big creatures, weigh up to about 3,000 pounds. And their horns made up of something called keratin, which is the same stuff that makes up our hair and fingernails. It's going to leave the Februrary forest for now to go right and turn into what's called the Safe River. It's going to be home to aquatic types of animals. Let's see if we can spot there today. Nice, looking over here on the right side of the pond area. I don't see too much going on in the water right now. I know you guys cannot see more than I can there. You see some more elevated than mine. But I do see something up ahead here, out of the water. Oh yeah, and kind of the ebbings of the water here too. There's 2 hippos there. One taking a nap right now out of the water in the sand patch. It's cool to see. Hippos normally stay in the water during the daytime, protects them from the sunlight, all those UV rays. That's doing pretty good though. There's also some hippos over on the left side too, kind of behind that island, kind of napping away. The one there's kind of hanging out underwater in the back. They get to hold their breaths for around 5 to 8 minutes before they have to come back up for air. So they may be down there for a while. On the island, these big white birds, these are pink-backed pelicans. You might not see too much pink on their backs at the moment though, it's because they reserved that pink color for mating season. And the wingspans range from about 7 to 9 feet. All these birds that we're looking at too, they can get as close as they want to those hippos without being eaten, as hippos are herbivores. A great example actually here on the left side. That one they're kind of getting close to it, wondering what's going on. That one hippo there, or that one bird. Now you might see it kind of like getting its beak closer to its body. So now what they're doing though is that's a type of vulture. So what it's doing is kind of nibbling up the dead skin cells on the hippo. And the hippo is more than okay with that because it helps it get cleaner. Now over on the left side too, I see some crocodiles. Those are Nile crocodiles. We have to be careful with them. Jaws are very strong, they can crush the bones of their prey. As far as crocodiles, they know them to be at least about 40 years old. closer to the savannah, everyone. Before we get there, I'll point out one thing on the right side. It's known as the Billboard Tree, which is this massive tree you see right here.
Wow.
Also nicknamed an upside down tree. Look at those branches. Looks an awful lot like roots. And it keeps that state for about 9 months throughout the year. I see some activity already out here this morning in the distance in the savannah. Also back here about the bushes in the corner here too in the center. And wait till we get a little bit closer before I start talking about the animals. Okay, let's start here on the right side again. So I'm noticing right now is that there is a giraffe kind of hidden amongst the bushes right at the moment. We'll get find the giraffe in a little bit. So you can definitely see, of course, the zebras here much clearer. These two kind of sharing a meal together right now. The one's getting some grass. So when zebras form groups like this is going to be known as a dazzle of zebra. That's an interesting word, yeah? They also look like they are Hartman Mountain zebras. So these type of zebras tend to be more social. They'll mingle with other animals versus wanting to compete with them. I see more up ahead too. There'll be some on the left side of us shortly, which if these animals stay with you, should be a very good view. Having said all this though, these are all wild animals you're going to be seeing today, so they are free to roam wherever their hearts desire. I'm looking at this big cave over here too. Not much going on inside that cave. Zooming a little bit closer. If you look kind of past the cave though, on the cave's right side, animals there napping. Those are called African wild dogs. Oh, okay, put his head up there. Also known as painted dogs because they're unique coats. Unlike domestic ones, only have 4 toes on their paws, not 5. It's kind of an offshoot of the canid family. When it comes to their prey, they don't just attack them head-on, they'll actually take turns chasing them to the point of exhaustion. Keep moving along here. I see some birds crossing the road up in front of us. I see another smaller dazzle of zebra here. Past the dazzle, there's also a group of animals called Sable Antelopes, like a dark brown color to them. Although in their newborns, its color is much lighter. They get darker as they age. Really sharp horns is a good defense for those creatures. Keeps them protected against predators and not try to attack them from behind. Also, you can see it closer to us here on the left side, a group of white-bearded wildebeests, which in Afrikaans wildebeest translates into wild beast in English. They're one of the biggest migration patterns of all animals. When they migrate, they can migrate over 1 million at a time. We're also passing by, these are going to be called Termite Mounds over here on the left side. Pretty big ones. Elephants like to use termite mounds such as these as resting posts because they're hard as cement. See this giraffe pretty good here on the left side. It's kind of busy getting some breakfast there too. Kind of shade. We might see some more out here in a little bit. Maybe the sun will hit them a little bit better. Got you guys out there. The giraffes get to be about 20 feet tall once they fully grow. The zebras up here one more time. They're still doing their thing. If you've ever been curious if zebras are black with white stripes or white with black stripes, they're actually black with white stripes. And the best way to help look at their noses. Very strong legs too. One kick from a zebra is enough to take down even a lion. The giraffe is kind of walking back towards us over here on the left side. Let me see, it might be coming back. We have some buddies over here actually. So you won't be able to see over too long though. We do have to keep going pretty soon. But yeah, I think it is kind of coming over here. Might be some more food for researchers out here too this morning. Also a few more smaller termite mounds here on both sides of us are about to pass by. They're made up of 3 different things: dirt, saliva, and dung. These smaller animals on the right side with like the white undertones, the light brown tops are called Springbok, which might look like babies, but they're actually fully grown full adults. Able to jump at a forward angle of about 12 to 13 feet. Another giraffe they're chowing down to. When they were first born, they'll start off being about 6 feet tall, and they need to be this tall so they can properly nurse from the mama giraffe. So one more opening up ahead here too. I don't know if we're going to see any more giraffes just yet, but let me make sure. Right next to all this collection of trees on the left side. See a whole lot going on here right now. I'm going to take one more look. We're getting close to the end of this area, so we might move on to the next area pretty soon. Yeah, you can see that giraffe one more time there on the right. Now these giraffes we've seen though, they appear to be Maasai giraffe. And what I mean by that is there are two main types of giraffes when it comes to their coat patterns. The side giraffes, their coat's a little bit messier. You can see the splotches they have all over their coats. Versus the other type of giraffe, which we call reticulated. Their coats are a bit more net-like. They don't have any splotches per se, just patches that are thicker and lighter. Now we're in a place called Elephant Country. You see one over here on the right, so you get a drink of water perhaps. Let me get some of these smaller trees out of the way. Come to a hole here for a little bit. I don't see too much on the left side, at least not right now. These elephants are very, very strong animals. 4,000 muscles in those trunks alone, not counting the rest of the elephant. See how it's also gently flapping its ears now. When elephants can flap their ears like that, it's one way that helps them lower their body heat. It's almost like an interior AC for elephants. They're able to change the temperature up to at least 15 degrees. Let's go drink water in peace for now. There's one more opening here on the right. Let me make sure we're not missing any other elephants just yet. Not a whole lot here. Alright, then we'll keep moving on. But don't worry too much. We only just entered elephant country. See if we can spot some more animals up ahead. And hopefully some more elephants too. See that they're much bigger than that last one we crossed earlier. A little worn out, but nothing we can't handle. Take this nice and slow. Don't see too much over here either, so after this bridge we'll probably pick up the pace. These clay pits here on both sides of us. We think elephants were around not too long ago, so this is a good sign. I can see some up here on the left side. I don't know if you guys can see them just yet. They're kind of way out in the distance over there, past these collection of trees right now. But at this rate, we're probably going to take a hole down the next route at some point. It should work out better. I don't see anywhere near as many plants or trees to get in the way like they are here. You see this one on our immediate left? Oh, that's pretty good. Get a little bit of chop some food right there. The elephants, they can eat over 300 pounds of food a day. We'll pull up more. I think there's another one here, even less plants that will be in the way of this view. Oh, a younger one too. Not quite a baby anymore, though, definitely growing up fast. Researchers have also found that elephants, this is the ones we're looking at here today, do not like bees. They're actually terrified of them. So farmers in Kenya have used this information to their advantage and have built beehive fences around their crops to keep curious elephants from munching at their food. The farmers also benefit from this. They can sell the honey made by the bees for extra profits. Well, the bees are still hanging out over there on the right side. You might see them again too as they make this big turn up ahead. Looks like one more baobab tree there too on the left, that really big one. Something else about baobabs, they're actually able to carry thousands of gallons of water inside these big trunks that they have to help prepare themselves for any drought periods that may occur. We'll pull up here in just a second. I don't want to get too close to this vehicle in front of us. So lots more animals up ahead here. Actually, there's one very close to the road here too. You can see this straight ahead, so we may have to take a hold here. I'm not sure yet. But on the left side, yes, there's an island filled with lots of greater flamingos, a group of them known as the flamboyants. Also on the left side, close to the water, but not in the water, that really big animal back there. If you guys see that one, it's getting a little bit of plants there to munch on. It's a Patterson eland. That's also where this animal up ahead here too on our right side is. One of the largest of the antelopes in Africa. May not look it because they look so big, but they're able to jump as high as 6 to 8 feet into the air. We will have to keep going for this one though. This one's a little too close for comfort. Oh, there's giraffes over there too on the right, kind of running around too. There's also some giraffes here on the right side as we're making this turn, kind of hanging out by the trees. Now, when they form groups like this is going to be known as a tower of giraffe. Not a bad sized tower we're looking at. Next part of the savannah, I'm looking around on the left side. That sounds kind of in a bad spot there. I see some more of our researchers making sure it's nice and secure. Up ahead here on the right side, I think it's going to cross the road, so we may have to come to a hold here. This animal walking around got really long horns. This is called a Scimitar horned Orcs. I think it's come to a hold, so we're going to keep going for now. I see 3 of them actually. I always thought these were cool animals that can go a very long time without water, up to 9 months in fact. Their bodies are very good at conserving what water it does drink. Side of this. Makes me think that was probably the doings of some rhinos, something like playing around the mud at times. Keeps them nice and cool. Let me look around. Oh, there's a cheetah back there. You guys can see that one in the corner there? It's in the shade walking around. Pretty good view of that one there. Other fast cats go about 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3 seconds, sometimes faster. Also one of the few cats in Africa, because they're hunting during the daytime. Those are the cats are nocturnal. There's a few more cheetahs in this next area too. Almost in like the back left corner. You guys can see them in the very back. We'll try to stay here a little bit, but we do have to keep going pretty soon.
It's right there, buddy. Gosh, there's a couple.
Giant rocks up ahead. These are also known as Kopi rocks, which I'm looking in the middle of these rocks. I believe that is a lioness up there. I don't know if you guys can see her. Let me get a little bit closer here. She's kind of napping right now, which I'd rather her do that. This is her home after all. That's what she wants to do. But they are nocturnal, so I'll have a sleeper for them up to 20 hours a day in fact. And it would be the lionesses who do the hunting at nighttime, because at night their eyesight is 6 times better than that of the humans. Let's see if you can maybe spot another lioness here on the other side, or maybe a lion perhaps. Down this dirt road here on the right, there's some rhinos. See at least 2 of the 3 of them. We'll come back to them in a moment though. We'll see them on the next turn. I want to make sure we're not missing any other lions first. I think I do see one lion over here on the left at the very end. I'll try to get that sun out of the way. See a little bit closer here. Another lioness too, she's napping as well. These cats have very powerful roars, about a 5-mile radius. You still be able to hear them.
Yeah.
We'll take this turn nice and slow because it's not, oh actually it's moving around.
Do they ever interact with each other on that?
Not they want to do something else, maybe. We're hunting over here on the left. At kind of the very end of this area, kind of that big thick tree, see them kind of munching together. Members of, members of the domestic pig family, they can run up to about 35 miles per hour. When they normally go in their dirt burrows below, they will go in backwards. That way their tusks are wide out. A little bit trickier for predators to get to them if they were to stop by. The rhinos over here on the right side are white rhinos, they weigh up to 5,000 pounds, a little bit more than black rhinos. In the very back, there's also an animal called a water buck on the far right side. It's hard to tell, it's got like a whitish bullseye around its rear. Not a very migratory animal though. And next to these rhinos, there is a nest of ostrich eggs there too. You think that the mama can't be too far. Ostrich eggs, they are really big. One ostrich egg is about the same size as 2 dozen chicken-sized eggs. And if an adult human were to stay on top of that thing, it would not break. a place called the Magadi Glen. Looking up ahead here on the left side. I don't see too much in this cabin area right now. There's a waterfall up ahead on the right by some of the springs. Things like, oh, but I see something down on the left side. Very in here. Let me get a little closer. Nigerian dwarf goats, what they're going to be called. Pretty cool looking guys and gals. They are domesticated, also social. They'll make the one they want. You ever see them headbutt? It may not be that they're playing, but also developing maturity and dominance of who's going to be in charge in their ranks. Something else cool about them, the milk they produce, so it does not have the same kind of sugars that cow milk has. So people who are lactose intolerant are able to drink their milk much easier. Well, everyone, looks like we're getting close to the end of our safari adventure for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing all those animals out there. And if you want to help contribute to the protection of animals, such as these, any merchandise shop here, you can donate to the Disney Conservation Fund. Whatever amount you choose to donate, Disney will meet it. Like I made it right back onto the reserve. Thanks for coming out here this morning, everyone. Feel free to come back as many times as you like, as no two safaris are ever the same. If you have any wilderness explorers on board, the name of the truck I'm looking for, this is Samba 1 you've been riding on. And one more thing. So here on the reserve, we don't like to say goodbye, so instead I'll say Kwa Harini, which means go well. So until next time, everyone, Kwa Harini.